Hi, class. I've just finished grading the conversation number one on the Demon Dialogues, and I want to add a little bit more context to the Demon Dialogue so that you can understand how fluid these positions are and how they change from one season in life or one argument from week to week sometimes or from year to year in your relationship. So remember, primarily when we talk about the Demon Dialogues, we're talking about romantic relationships. If you're not married, that can be a boyfriend or a girlfriend. It can be a really close relationship that you're having with someone that might turn into romantic, or it might be a platonic relationship, but it's a very close relationship if you feel singleness is something that's going to be part of your lifestyle for a long period of time. So don't feel you have to be married or not to be in the Demon Dialogues. But also, if you're single, don't think that anybody, any of your friends, might be caught up with you in the Demon Dialogues. These are really close relationships where these individuals are helping you meet your attachment needs in relationship. So, the Demon Dialogues basically point out three categories or buckets where relationships might fall. The protest, or pursue. It's going to be the blame game, find the bad guy, what's wrong with each other, bam, bam, back and forth, pursue. The protest polka is the withdraw, pursue. You have one kind of withdrawing to stay safe, the other is pursuing, and it's the dance that goes back and forth between the pursuer pursuing and the withdrawer withdrawing. The freeze and flee is basically where you have a withdraw. So in a conflict, both go to the corners, both shut down and get quiet. Now, if those are buckets where fights fall, and if you're primarily by nature and nurture a pursuer or withdrawer, then most likely you're going to fall consistently into one of those categories and will stay there the great bulk of the time that you're in this relationship when you guys get tense and start fighting. So you can decide by nature and nurture, do you primarily freeze or withdraw or shut down, or do you primarily fight and pursue and attack? And keep in mind that whether you pursue or withdraw, both tendencies are a protest. The relationship is not right. This is what you're doing to say, I don't like this. I don't want this to be this way. So the withdrawer protests by withdrawing. The pursuer pursues as a protest, but both want to see a healthy relationship because the fear of being under the attack or threat of an abandoned relationship is too powerful and too difficult. So you can change, you can be fluid over time, depending on the relationship, how deep the withdrawer has dug in, or how strong the pursuer comes on the attack. You can morph, you can change. The protester or pursuer, in that sense, can actually look like a withdrawer when they get burned out and so tired of pursuing, they just quit. They can look like a withdrawer. When the withdrawer, after being pursued for so long, stays on the attack, is always on guard, they can look like a pursuer. But keep in mind, this may not be by nature and nurture their normal tendency, and that makes it extra uncomfortable. So, as a therapist in the counseling room, we need to help the couple understand where they are at this moment in the present process with the EFT map. Where are they in the process? Are they pursuing in the moment or withdrawing in the moment, or both pursuing in the moment or both withdrawing in the moment? What that does, what it looks like, and then we need to help them to move and shift so they each can become more vulnerable, softer in expressing what's happened to them. And then we apply the EFT process with the biblical principles of how God's made us and how to heal and reconcile relationships. And then we move them to a better place in the relationship. So if you're confused who you are, or why it looks like you're different at different times, that's okay. It's part of the process. This is where you need to work with an EFT therapist to better understand who you are and how you respond in your relationships. I hope this has been helpful.